Here at Wheal Martyn, we have a really strong and long history of science and engineering. We're a China clay mining museum, and we have just a wealth of stories, and our collection really showcases science and innovation since China clay was first mined here in the 1700s. Our Inspiring Minds and Miners for Our Future project, it's a Royal Society funded project which is really about engaging new audiences with science. We've had over 260 children attending the 2 days of STEM fair, 5 local primary schools, but from those primary schools it's been multiple classes, different year groups, home educated groups as well. We've really tried to reach out into the community.
We've come from a place where children couldn't really identify the landscape around them, and if you pointed out something like a sky tip, they would call it a volcano, or we've got mountains in Cornwall. Whereas through things like the workshop and being involved in this project, they've not only identified the process that's led to the formation of that landscape, but they've also identified something as a cultural identity to be really proud of.
One of the key aims for today was really to inspire our local young people. So they've met a team of experts from the Natural History Museum, Geothermal Engineering, Cornish Lithium, Cornwall School of Mines, and they've just learnt so much from them, really looking to take us to a much cleaner and greener future.
The children were able to access a hands-on experience by interacting with minerals, meeting obviously professionals in the industry who could then take their initial interest to aspirational places, and was really the next stepping stone from what we'd done in school in terms of like materials and their properties. And so they were then able to leap on from there to, wow, how is this actually being used in the world around us and in industry as well.
Today I was running a workshop with the kids about planning permission for geothermal projects. So first I taught them about the basics of geothermal, how it works and why it's important. And then afterwards I gave them a map of a fictional village and asked them to use their critical thinking skills to figure out where they would put one and why. I'm a science communicator, I'm a geologist. Obviously geology is really cool to me, but I want them to leave being confident in their decision-making skills and thinking that science is interesting.
The better way to learn is to explore and discover for yourself. So I was trying to turn the problem of finding new materials into a treasure hunt, a game. And by finding that new information themselves, it makes it that much more relevant to them because they've made the discovery. We're not teaching them, they're learning. There were a limited number of cards for them to find for these commodities, and they realised at the end they had some missing. So we started trading, so they found like 3 golds, and I said, well, I'll swap you 2 golds for a copper and then you can make your technology. And actually that's real life, that's what happens, you have to make compromises, you have to trade.
These are primary school children, so very engaged, very interested. There were several small activities today in my workshop. An introduction to mining, modern mining, some cartoon which we produced about mining in the UK in general. And then we finished off with a game where kids could play and also learn more about mining and lithium.
I'm here as a microbiologist. I talked about the interactions between the microscopic forms of life and the geological context in which they live. Looking at this microscopic life gives a different perspective on how our planet Earth works. It's a very exciting field, so I hope I have sparkle interest.
I really enjoyed learning about the little insects that chew on the food, and that was my favourite highlight of today.
I'd either like to be a microorganism scientist or work at the Natural History Museum.
I would like to work as a biologist because you find out all about the minerals, stuff like that, yeah.
They were like, I couldn't stop listening for that whole hour, and everything, all the hope she gave us about what microbes could do.
And the fact she was a woman.
Yeah.
It's great for the female scientists of the future, which is really important.
We have a duty towards the public to share what we do. We share the wonder, we say. To have moments in which we meet the public, especially kids, because they are our future.
We started off with the STEM fair, which was a great opportunity for them to really go around the museum, learn some skills, learn from actual professionals in an environment which is fun, inclusive, and just generally been really exciting and brilliant. We're now onto the stage with the Places of Science where they've come to site. They're getting a guided tour of our demonstration plant, which is both the chemical and the mineral side, and we're doing a 5-activity workshop which mirrors that project and allows them really to understand and get the foundations of what we're doing here.
To be exposed here at the lithium plant to the laboratories that they've seen, to walk around inside a factory that is processing hard rock and extracting lithium, to see that that's something that they could work there. These are jobs that they could do. To be able to see that, I think, is a phenomenal opportunity. They're incredibly lucky to partake in those hands-on experiences which make it accessible for children. Flotation or dissolving doesn't necessarily make so much sense, but when they're using bubbles to float glitter, suddenly that becomes real and accessible and understandable.
It's been very physical, like we've been able to see the rocks, learn about lithium, and learn lots of things that we wouldn't learn in a classroom.
They've been engaged from the get-go. They've loved every activity. If we've asked them to do something, they've just jumped at it, and that just shows how much they love these vocational, practical learning opportunities.
We'd love to come back to Wheal Martyn again.
Yes, definitely. 100% yes. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Of course, definitely, 100%
100%.
yes.
The local community does suffer from quite high levels of socio-economic deprivation. So for a lot of our young people, going out and visiting the Natural History Museum in London, for example, might not be something that is an opportunity that comes their way. So by bringing those experts here, we've been able to offer something that perhaps they might never have seen otherwise.
I think the project really achieved its aims in what it set out to do, which is who and what has shaped this landscape. And for children to understand the industries here, the innovators who've contributed to the shape of the landscape, is something that they'll take great pride in.
The children were just so inspired and enthralled by the experts that they've met. It's just really blown their minds and really inspired them.
I'd rate the STEM fair 10 out of 10 today. 8 out of 10.
I'd rate it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. 9.5.
10 out of 10.
We've seen their eyes open, we've seen them identify careers that they might want in the future, and we've also seen them actually look back at their heritage and see how it can progress and move forward, excelling Cornwall's economy and just generally setting them up for excellence.
I think we need to carry on with these partnerships, host events in the future, and just work collaboratively together to reach bigger and newer audiences with what we're doing.
I actually feel lucky to be in a position where I can share the beauty of my research field. Looking forward to events like this again.